Hey there, I am Chris Palmer. In today's EAT SEO analysis video for higher rankings, what I want to go ahead and go through is looking past the privacy policies, the compliancy policies, the copyrights, having a phone number, multiple emails, going past those particular on-page elements when doing EAT analysis for SEO. So that's exactly what I want to talk about today, because I've seen so many different cases, different sites that have implemented one small tweak that fit into the SERP, that they were able to take their rankings from the bottom of page 1 to the top of page 1. Because at the end of the day, Google is a bot. Google is a computer. They are looking at the source, actually the rendered DOM. They're looking at the rendered document object model of a website. And if your rendered DOM does not fit the mold of what all the top performers are doing, then you're never going to rank as high as them. This is the exact thinking that you already do when looking at backlinks. You want to build links in order to get into the link graph, right? You want to build links that are in the same category. You want to build links that have high quality anchor text. The same with on page. You want to match and mirror word counts. You want to get densities, the right headers on the page, right? This is going past that and looking at what I call all the little BS objects on the page. You know, this is past the emails and the phone numbers and the privacy policies and compliancy policies. This is looking at the EAT elements. You know, like if I'm really semantic elements, but when I'm looking at elements on a website, for instance, all right, here's what I'm talking about. And I've seen so much, one small tweak, the tiniest tweak can make all of the difference. Implement these small tips that I'm going to give you, and I guarantee you in 60 days, you will see a ranking increase. Small tweaks. Let's take this for instance. You have Real Estate Agent Miami, okay? I'm looking at top performers like Real Estate Miami, Century 21, okay? I'm looking at Remax, so let's start looking. So here's Compass. I think they were number 5 actually, but they're not an authority site, because you still have to take into account that Remax, Zillow, and Realtor might be here more than one reason, right? Like, it could be, for instance, that they have 9 billion referring domains pointing at their site. Like, who knows, right? So you don't only want to look at top performers if it's all authorities. You want to look at top players, other sites like yours, just like when you're doing your other analysis, all right? But I just want to point out other elements than what you already know, like phone numbers and emails, privacy, compliancy policies, copyrights, right? Like, we know that. Like, let's start looking at other elements on the page that top performers have. It will make all the difference. Here's what I mean. So when we take a look at this site here, I did a pre-look at this page here, okay? And I want to show you something. Now, you can come up with a million excuses and say, oh, it's a big site or it's this. But what they've done on this particular site here is they've named out each of the agents, all right? They have a clear photo, they have an image, they even have a image profile or a user profile, okay, within the website. Now, if you take a look at this particular site, they have done the exact same thing, but they took it a level further, okay? And when you take a look here, we take a look at the schema. They've named each of the agents inside of schema. They've created real estate agent. They've put in the post address with the area served, okay? They put the place. They've named out particular objects. They've even named the image for that real estate, the language they speak, their phone number. They've filled out a magnitude of details about the agent within the page, all right? Also, I don't know if you took a look at this, but as you can see here, look at this is Compass, top performer for Real Estate Agent Miami. This is a hard SERP, okay? When we take a look here, look at search. Look at this. Oh my gosh, a search? What's this? Wait a minute. Look at this. External links going to social media. Could that be a factor? Okay, so let's keep looking. All right, so when we come into here, mobile app, so they have a mobile app. So that means there's a link back with a mobile app, and an authority site might have a mobile app. Do these other sites have a mobile app? I wonder. Okay, let's take a look here. I don't know, but this one's powered by this. This one does not, but maybe they do. I don't know. That might be something to look into. Let's keep going. we can see here that they are making all, look at this. So Compass is an e-verify employer, so that might be a piece of it. There's a responsible disclosure, so that could be one type of disclosure. Privacy policy, terms of service, we already know about that, but there could be other elements, other policies that authority sites are using. If you don't have it, get it on the page. Search function, if you're in this space and you don't have it, get it on the page, right? They start breaking down other links. They have a newsroom. Okay, so there's a blog and a newsroom. So that could be a piece. They have an HTML sitemap and a XML sitemap. All right. When we take a look at the source, we come in here. We come into schema. So they're naming the organization. Okay. They're also naming out their same as's. So they're only using the most authoritative services. They have a contact point. They're using contact point. When I come inside of here, we do a right click. We'll take a look at the source code, Control F, schema. All right. So again, look at their name in the real estate agent, and they're putting all of that information in there. These small, minute details could be the difference between being number 11 and being on the first page. This could be the difference, right? If you have all the other aspects in place. The only reason for this video is to point out all of the little tiny details. If you're seeing it across top performing websites, get it on your site. I urge you, get it on your site. If they're using particular schemas, if they're making author profiles, if they're using author schema, if they have videos, if they're using GIFs on their website, if they have a search function, right? Any tiny little element that top performers have and you don't, get it inside of your page. When you want to double check, what I utilize is a tool. Okay, I'll share this with you. There's a tool on here. It might be on it's on my other computer. But here, I'll show you which one I used. So, see rendered DOM. Okay. All right. Also, Browsio has a function, see what Google sees. To see what Google sees is seeing the rendered DOM. So, rendering elements, rendered DOM Chrome extension, okay? View rendered source, DOM analyzer. So this is the one, there's a V in the yep, this is the one that I use. Oh, it says it is on my machine. Huh, I don't see it. It must be one of those shared ones. But with that being said, it doesn't matter. All I want to point out is you can look at the differences, right, between the regular source and the rendered DOM. Take a look at all of the elements that are on the page. I urge you. Videos, all the different types of schema, all the different outbound links on the page. You know, there's another thing too. Like I like to double check and see what are these sites linking to. So another tool that I use for that. So the first tool was render DOM. So that way I could look at the source code. Another one that I like to look at is, it's called Link Gopher. And with Link Gopher, I could see, hey, what links are they linking out to? So then I could get a general idea of, well, what outbound links do they have? What pages are they linking to internally, right? And this is important because if they're internally linking, that means that they're showing importance to Google to that page, right? So if I have a home page and I'm linking to a particular page, that must be really important, right? Especially if there's a lot of links pointing there. So I always like to take a look, like what are they, they have neighborhood guides. They have a newsroom. They're talking about the executives for the company. Like all of these pieces matter. I cannot stress this enough to you. My name is Chris Palmer. Look at everything. I promise you it will make a world of difference in your SEO campaigns. If you have any questions, ask in the section below. And I always look forward to seeing you in the next EAT SEO video. Have a blessed day. Check out services.chrispalmermarketing.com for all of your SEO needs. Check out the SEOmastermind.org. Give me a shout. Ask your questions below. Blessings. I'll see you in the next. Bye-bye.